Welcome back to Yahoo Finance Live. To understand the impact of COVID-19 on the music industry, that industry says that the pandemic cost it in revenue down 75% last year. It was down to $6.5 billion when in 2019 it was as much, and this is live music revenue, $26.1 billion. To talk about this and ways to save the industry, as well as perhaps another idea, which isn't so far out there, we invite into the stream Jimmy Hutcheson, CEO of Spin. Good to have you here, Jimmy. And let me start with you. How serious is this discussion of potentially a new cabinet administration or a secretary of culture? I mean, we already kind of have it through the State Department. There is a cultural attaché, but what about at the cabinet level for us?
Well, thanks for having me, Adam. I think that anything that we can do to have another position like that in a cabinet level role is only good for culture and only good for the arts. I think it only strengthens what artists need and what music needs by having someone in that role to really champion inside of Biden's cabinet.
Well, Jimmy, what do artists need and what does the music industry need right now? I mean, if we were to have this cabinet position, what do you want to be the focus?
I think the focus should be advocating for real dollars to flow into the pockets of the industry as quickly as possible. I think, as you mentioned, live music was decimated last year. And we at Spin have covered this extensively. There's a trade group called NIVA, the National Independent Venues Association, which really rallied for the live industry to receive funding from some of the bills that were passed at the end of last year. And I think that this type of cabinet position would allow there to be a permanent voice. So we're not only relying on lobbyists in DC to rally behind culture and arts and music, but we're someone at the cabinet level is consistently doing this. And ultimately, it's to enable music to come back in a stronger way, live music, and to put dollars in the pockets of the people that need it most. And it's right now.
Would it make more sense?
Yeah.
Would it make more sense then to just elevate someone from the National Endowment for the Arts? And who's actually discussing doing this? I mean, is Spin pushing this? Is the industry lobbying? And with whom are you talking in the administration about doing it?
Well, right now, the biggest voice, there's several voices doing it. NIVA, the National Independent Venue Association, has pushed this pretty far to the point where a bill, this was included in the last stimulus bill that was passed at the end of last year. So they are the biggest champions of this. As far as the other types of roles around DC and what we're seeing and what we're hearing, you don't get more senior than a cabinet level position. And if you're on the cabinet, you have access to the White House, to Biden. You have his ear. You're sitting there, at a peer level with other cabinet members. So we think that gives at least the voice of the music industry the most senior level position. Certainly, those other departments are helpful. And then as far as what we're doing at Spin, I mean, Spin Magazine's been known for 35 years for covering the music industry extensively from the consumer standpoint. We do cover what's happening as far as venues getting supported. We've covered what's happened with venues going out of business. There's iconic venues in LA on the Sunset Strip, like the Whiskey A Go-Go, the Troubadour in West Hollywood. These are venues we don't want to see shut down. So Spin's focused a little bit more on, I think, the consumer-facing aspect of the industry, which is, hey, let's save these venues. Let's make sure that people are aware, and let's support them through other means.
All right. Jimmy Hutcheson is CEO of Spin, and we appreciate your being here with us on Yahoo Finance Live.